Good morning, y'all, y buenos dias. So with the coronavirus going around, many experts are highly suggesting for many of us to go into what is called social distancing. Social distancing just means pretty much what it says in the name, is just keeping your distance and trying to avoid social situations. As of right now, it does not mean social isolation, which is a completely different thing. But I just have a couple of tips for how to kind of stay sane during this time and kind of keep your mind in the right place. So if y'all are interested, then keep on watching. All right, y'all, so the reason I'm an expert on this is because I am basically in social distancing most of the time anyways. Because we live so far out in the country, we don't really see people all that often anyways. And so we do these things on the list all of the time, and so I really wanted to share all of these ideas with y'all because I know that a lot of people aren't used to being inside the house. And stay tuned for my next video, which will also have ideas for parents. I really want to bring in the point that social distancing is not the same as social isolation. So social distancing is just us trying to avoid crowded spaces, us going out as little as possible, only really when necessary to go get foods or things like that. And so by not being around other people, it does not mean we can't talk to other people. So I think that that's one of my #1 tips, is keep connected with your friends, with your loved ones, with your family members, especially those who are very susceptible to feeling lonely in these times. And so by FaceTiming, calling, texting, whatever it is that you need to just keep in contact with these people to keep their spirits high. A lot of people in nursing homes are now unable to get visitors, so talking frequently with those people can really, really help. Next is be grateful. Be very grateful about what you have. A lot during this time can be very different from what we're used to, what our norm is, what our regular schedule is. So just by being grateful every day and finding those things that you're grateful for and saying them out loud or writing them down can really change your perspective. Next is create a schedule. And this will look completely different depending on every person, but by creating a schedule, I think that you are able to feel more regular, especially during these times where things can be very, very chaotic. So just create whatever schedule you kind of dream of having to be able to stay at home during these times. Create what works best for you. Next is move, and this is different for everyone else as well, whether that's putting on some music and dancing, whether that's putting on a YouTube video like a workout or a yoga video or whatever that is. And if possible, go outside. This is very dependent upon where you live. Some cities are not allowing people to go into the street, but if you have a backyard or if you live in the country, then just go outside. It just depends on where you're at, but if you can, please do so. The next is eat well. These times are not times for us to be either forgetting meals or hyping ourselves up with foods that aren't nourishing for ourselves. And so by eating meals frequently, by not going 2-3 days without eating, can really help maintain not only our physical health, but our mental health as well. And another tip for that is also FaceTime your friends while eating. So FaceTime a family member and just put your phone there, or Skype them, or WhatsApp them, just to feel that connection, because meal times are oftentimes those moments where we do get to sit and talk with somebody. So by FaceTiming them or just being in contact with them at that moment can be really useful too. And also try different meals. Try food combinations that you aren't really used to. Try different flavor profiles that you wouldn't normally lean into. Start journaling, and this kind of goes along with being grateful, just writing things down that really bring you joy. Write down how you're feeling that day. Write down things that inspire you. All of these things can help lighten your mood. So sleep. A lot of people during this time are going to take it to staying up all night and not sleeping during the day. And so this is the perfect time to get in those naps that you never got, to sleep at an appropriate time at night. So just by really resting up your body, using this time, utilizing this time to really make it better for ourselves. Read. There are so many amazing books out there that are free. And so I will link down below the video for how to read more, but I always suggest the Libby app, which is the library app. All you have to do is put in your library card number, and bam, you have free books. And also, I'm sure there are tons of other websites that actually just give out free books, so make sure you check those out as well. Binge watch movies and shows. So this is the perfect time to get some documentary watching going on. I'll put a list of a couple of the ones that I'm watching currently. There's so many great documentaries out there on YouTube and on Netflix and Hulu and all of the streaming sites. Just dig into something that you're really interested in and just go for it. This is one of my favorite ones, and that's Declutter and Clean. This is the perfect time for us to reevaluate everything and just really be very intentional about the future. This is the time for us to kind of settle back and think about what we really value, think about what we really enjoy in our life, and focus on those things. And so it's the perfect time to declutter your house, declutter everything. And so it's the perfect time to kind of reset. Kind of going along with that is fix anything in your house that needs to be fixed. Fix things around your apartment, things that you kind of been putting off for a while because you never really have time. This is the perfect time for that. Along with a perfect time for that is self-love and doing all of those things that you really never make time for. So face mask and painting your nails and blow drying your hair, just whatever it is that you feel makes you feel good. This is the time for that. And games, so whether that's card games or board games or video games or computer games, console games, Sudoku, whatever kind of games that you're into, this is the perfect time to just settle in and play some games. The next one that is always one of my top favorites is learn something new. This is the perfect time to give yourself the time to learn something that you've always wanted to know, whether that's learning how to sew or picking up a new language or whatever it is. This is the time to do that. There's so many different avenues for learning things nowadays. We are so abundantly surrounded by knowledge, whether that's a friend that you know that is also in the same situation, so has a lot of free time to be able to teach you something, or YouTube videos that help you learn something new, or even Skillshare or Masterclass or those kinds of services where they literally teach you stuff. This is the perfect time. Virtual museum tours. It is amazing with the technology that we have that we can basically virtually be wherever around the planet. And so many museums offer free virtual tours of their established places. And finally, keep updated on scientific peer-reviewed knowledge. So a lot of the information out there is just false, like literally straight up lies. So make sure that you're getting your news and your updates from scientific entities and not just some random person off the internet. Please make sure that you're listening to the CDC and their advice. They are professionals that are trying to help lower the cases of the coronavirus. So we are in this together, whether we like it or not. So what we can do is really try to avoid contact with other people as much as possible to really lower that curve down. And so I find that this is the time that we can really reevaluate everything in our life and take this for the time that it is and do all the things that you say you never had time to do, and write down the things that you want to do once this stuff is over and do those things. Really find out what you really truly want to do and do it, or in that sort of isolation for that long. So I really wanted to share these ideas with y'all. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all have any comments or questions, head over to my Instagram. That's Look, I'm Mati for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.